Hello and welcome back to Kpop Lite, where we fangirl responsibly. My name is Lindsay.
And I'm Rachel. And this week we are talking about K-pop, fashion, and makeup trends that we hate and some that we like, but mostly hate.
Yeah, we can't just, we have to add some positivity in there. And there are a lot of things that I like, but currently Rachel and I have been sending each other pictures of outfits and things that we are not loving. So we thought it would be fun to talk about. And are we qualified to be saying these things? No. If you're looking at the video version of this podcast right now, am I wearing a fashionable outfit? No, I'm wearing a t-shirt, of course. Okay. But we want to share our opinions nonetheless.
Thank you for saying that, because I can already envision the comments saying, why are these two girls talking about how bad this fashion trend is when they look so bad?
Yes, excuse us. Speaking of bad fashion trends, I just had a quick thing to share for these days. And that is P1 Harmony is having a comeback currently, and Jiyoung is wearing the Snoopy hat that that RM wore during Permission to Dance tour. You know what hat I'm talking about?
I know exactly what hat you're talking about, and that is on my hate list.
Me as well. Yeah, I've been super into this new P1 Harmony comeback and just P1 Harmony in general. I was watching like interviews of the group. I'm just loving the vibes of the group. I really am. And Kiho is just the personality that K-pop needs. He is just unhinged. Wait, I actually have a couple things to say about them now that I think about it. Firstly, I wanted to run by you the idea of family K-pop groups, because
I knew you were going to say something about that with like the brother that you were texting me about.
Yes. So Kiho, who's in P1 Harmony, has a younger brother. I'm blanking on his name in this exact moment, but he looks exactly like Kiho, and they have the same hilarious personality. And he's in the group 82 Major.
Oh, okay.
It makes me sad that they're not in the same group. Why couldn't they debut in the same group? There's never been like brothers in a K-pop group.
That's interesting.
It makes me sad.
I know that there are K-pop siblings.
Like Hyun and
there's a
Kai
few other K-pop siblings.
Has a sister.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then I think one or two others that I've heard of. But yeah, they're all in different groups. That would be so interesting to do.
Like, make a Jackson 5, but K-pop. Let's just get like a full group of family.
I would love to see that. That concept has not been done yet.
Free idea, new concept. Okay, all these concepts are ever done. Or at least Kiho and his brother need to be able to do like some songs together, or like an album together. Incredible.
Are they under the same label?
No, I don't think they are, actually.
Oh.
I think they're both
That's
under
fascinating.
Yeah, more obscure labels, as in like not the main like 5 or 6. But I don't know, I feel sad for them. I wish they could just like tour together. That'd be so fun to do with your brother.
That would be so fun.
And they seem
Maybe
like
they're
friends.
worried about like the vibes of the group. If like two are really close,
that's true.
Might throw things off.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be like full family or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing. Yeah, it'd be weird if there was like
I would love to see that though.
a set of triplets in a group and then just like 3 other random people.
You've literally known these people your whole life, and then 3 other randos are thrown into the mix.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. 82 Majors under Great M Entertainment.
Never heard of that.
Don't know them, but like shout out for doing the work. And P1 Harmony is under FNC.
Also, never heard of that one.
No.
You know what? Shout out to P1 Harmony though for doing as well as they are, for not being on one of the big labels.
I know, they're killing it.
I think they're so good, and they're still very underrated, but I feel like they're doing a really good job for not having like the funding and the resources of one of the big ones.
Yeah, it always is more impressive when these groups like really make it without the backing of a huge company. I just looked up the company FNC, and SF9 is on it, and Ampersand 1 as well.
Whoa. Okay, so maybe that one is pretty big.
Oh, another fun fact. The name FNC is based on the miracle of feeding the multitude using only 5 loaves and 2 fish. This is because Han Seong-ho is a devout Christian. Who would have thought FNC means that?
Whoa.
Okay. We kind of like FNC. We like all those groups. Okay.
I do. And I really like &1. I've been into them recently. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Love it. The other thing I wanted to talk about in regards to P1 Harmony is I've been watching a lot of their videos, their dancing, them learning dances. And I don't know how to say this without like people getting mad, but do you feel like the newer artists have like a higher level of dancing or like talent than older groups?
Yeah.
Or it's not even more talent. It's just like a different style. Like their dancing is so impressive. And I can't picture, I love these groups, but like I can't picture BTS being able to pull off the choreography or like SHINee or like any of the older groups being able to do what these young groups are doing.
Yeah. No, I feel like the standard has just gotten higher and higher and higher. Like as K-pop has evolved and grown and become what it is today, I think the standard for performance has just continued to get higher, and therefore the standard for becoming a trainee is so much higher. Whereas like I feel like back in the day you could kind of get in if you were super attractive, but couldn't maybe excel in the other two categories of dancing or performance.
Yeah, that's true. You have to be well versed in everything.
Now I feel like, yeah, every idol that debuts is like so good across the board. They can sing super well. They can dance super well. They perform well. Like all the idols that are debuting now are just like freaks of nature.
It's seriously
insane. Yeah.
I was just thinking that when I was watching P1 Harmony, like how the heck are they doing this stuff? I'm so impressed. I think some of the older groups, specifically when I'm thinking of BTS, they had such good camaraderie and personality from debuting. Their vibes and like everything they were very extroverted and personality driven, though maybe not every skill for every member was 110% there. Whereas some of these groups, they may be very skilled, but kind of lack that star quality that the older groups have.
Yeah.
Like it's a trade-off of it.
I would agree. I feel like you and I, we've talked about it so many times, but like we always look for people in a group who are really funny and like chaotic. And that some of these newer groups, I'm struggling to find that, like that person or people. Whereas like in some of the other groups we've gotten into, that level of chaos and like personality and fun is there. Sometimes in these other groups, I'm like, where is it? It must be there. Let it out. Let it out.
Yeah, they just spent so much time training. They haven't had time to make jokes.
To bring it back to the topic at hand of K-pop styling trends that we are not enjoying and liking, I saw that in this comeback with P1 Harmony, several members are having their hair styled into like devil horns or I don't even know, cones almost on their head standing out. Not loving that.
Yeah.
That's also on my list of things that I do not like.
Yeah, glad you brought that up. That is on my list as well. It's just in general, like when they're trying to make weird formations of the hair, it's very odd. Yeah, in the P1 Harmony comeback, several members just have either horns or just like random pieces that they've keyed to stand and defy gravity. I mean, I feel like the thing is like K-pop does so much. They have explored every hair color, every hairstyle, every potential outfit that they just have to keep doing the randomest things because they want to do something new, but there literally is nothing left.
Yeah. That's what it looks like with the hair, though. It's like you're really trying to do something unique, and I'll give you points for that. But does it look good? No, it does not.
No. Yeah.
In my opinion. Well, I'll preface this whole episode with just, again, these are our opinions, and if you like these things, that's great. Like, you're allowed to like them. We're allowed to not like them. So
yeah,
we're going to have some hot takes, and if you disagree with us, that's fine. Everyone has different preferences.
We're two little girls with average clothing who love K-pop and love some of the outfits and don't like some of the outfits. And I'm sure some people will have the exact opposite opinion, and that is so cool. But we are going to bond about things that we're not loving, which is not to say we don't love the idol, that we don't love the song, that we don't even love the outfit. It might just be a crazy trend that we think is wild. So, okay. Can I start with my one I hate the most?
Yes.
I've been very vocal about this.
Double pants. Double pants.
Yes.
Double pants.
The double pants. I do not want to see more than one pair of pants on a man at one time. I really don't. I really don't. This has been going on for years and years. Idols that have many pairs of pants on. We refer to it as double pants between us, but it's often more than two pairs of pants. Like, there are so many waistbands, so many buckles, so many rips, so many threads. I can't keep up.
Do you think that it's actually 3 pairs of pants on?
No.
Because that would be so baggy.
No,
I think
it's
a special
the one
pair of pants that are...
Yeah, I think it's the one, and then
sewn
they
to
sew
look
the
like
top
3?
part because
Okay.
it'd be way too hot. I feel like.
Yeah. That would not be conducive to dancing.
Yeah. Everyone has seen this. Everyone has seen this, no matter what groups you like. If you're a new fan or old fan, for the past several years, there's been an ongoing trend of male K-pop idols wearing multiple pants. The one that really scarred me the most was Woozy in Cheers. He has sweatpants and then a pair of jeans fully unzipped down to his groin region. It's so
showing
weird
like
look.
the full frontal sweatpants look. Yeah.
So that's one I would love to see go. I love baggy pants. I love the jeans, but I just don't need 5 waistbands on someone. And it looks like they're sagging.
Yeah, and that's a wild trend. And I'm not really understanding the look that they're going for with that. Is it supposed to be hip hoppy? Is it supposed to be?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what, because no one in the street is wearing that.
Yeah, I've never personally seen double pants in the street.
Personally.
My first one, it's not my least favorite, but I feel like it is adjacent to double pants, is underwear showing above pants. And this is something you see on the streets, at least back in the day. I think it used to be popular to really sag your pants. But I feel like it's being done not even in a saggy way. It's like the underwear is pulled up.
Yes, to like the belly
significantly.
button. Yeah.
Yes, like the pants are at a normal height, and then they're wearing underwear pulled up like 3 to 4 inches above the pants. And this is done by men and women. It is done by girl idols and boy idols, and I'm not vibing with it. I know some people might like that look. Personally, it doesn't do anything for me.
No, it's not needed. I mean, I feel like it's more like exciting when like, well, that sounds really weird, but like if someone has underwear at a normal level on their body, like the Jungkook Calvin Klein ad, and like he lifts his arm and the jacket shows the underwear, like that makes more sense to me than pulling the underwear to your belly button. I was watching some NCT stuff, and a bunch of them for one of the comebacks, I'm blanking on what song it was right now, like they pulled their underwear up and then they're wearing crop tops, so it like shows the underwear with the I agree, not my favorite.
That's what I'm talking about. I think the sliver of briefs or whatever is fine. I'm talking about the intentional pulling up of the
boxer material.
And sometimes like it's boxer, it's like boxer, and it's kind of bagging around the pant too.
That has to be uncomfortable as well, like pulling
like,
on their
getting a
region.
wedgie? Like major wedgie vibes.
Major wedgie warning on that one.
Yeah, imagine dancing with that riding up your butt.
And like if the jeans are then on top of it, like it's only getting pulled up farther and farther. You know?
Yeah.
That's actually, I didn't even think about that part of it. Maybe they just sew boxers to the top of the jeans, because I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that would be.
Yeah, maybe.
The stylist is like, all right, tonight we got to sew all these boxers to the jeans. Oh, that is funny. Another trend that's been popping up recently is arm belts. I don't know if you've been observing this. Or actually just a lot of belts in general. I feel like
I was going to say, I don't have arm belts, but I have multiple belts.
Yes.
Around the waist.
And I feel like that's a global trend. Like at Coachella, every single girl had like 3 belts on. And none of them are going through any loops. They're just like sitting there or floating there.
They're just sitting on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love an accessory, but it's kind of crazy how many belts people are wearing. And Rachel had found a recent picture of Jackson Wang where he literally has 10 belts on, which that's like an artistic photo shoot, but still.
Yeah. From his waist, like all the way up to his like top of his chest, just belts.
Yeah. So just a lot of belting going on. And a lot of the boys in Unhypen at the Coachella performance had belts around their arm. I also saw in talk of P1 Harmony. A clip of him
full on belt.
No, it's kind of thinner. It kind of looks like a dog collar more so.
Oh, okay.
But it is a belt. Like it's black with silver hardware, but it's like around the bicep.
Okay.
And I don't like it. Personal preference for me. Maybe they're trying to, get more attention to the gun show, but I don't know. I'm not really into the belt trend right now.
Yeah. That's kind of giving what's that like harness vibe?
Like of S&M,
intense.
like
S&M. Yeah. Kind of like you're gonna be strapped up. I don't know. Kind of weird.
Yeah. I hope the arm belts do not stay.
This is a trend I have talked about. This is double pants for me. And you already know what I'm going to say.
Nose plate?
And it's the nose strip.
Yeah,
yes,
the nose
it's
strip.
the nose plate. Oh, I hate it. It's a little silver nose plate strip that goes on the bridge of your nose. And I don't understand what it's supposed to be doing. Like, did you just... It really makes me speechless.
We're completely baffled by this.
What is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be that you just got beat up and it's like you're put it on to like heal your nose? Because I feel like that's the vibe I've seen it in. But to me, it does nothing and it just is a distraction. And all I can look at is the nose strip. If there's a performance going on and there's one person with a nose strip, all I'm looking at the entire time is the nose strip.
Yeah. It's really distracting. And pretty much all the groups have done it at this point. Where like at least someone is wearing a nose strip plate. And I call it a plate because a lot of them are like metal, but a lot of them look like nose strips too. And there has been some of like different colors that aren't a metal material. So there's like a lot of variations going on and they all can go, in my opinion. You tried.
It clearly caught on because like you said, so many different groups have done it by now. But it's almost overdone at this point. Like you see a new concept photo shoot comes out and guaranteed they're going to be looking like they got beat up and someone's going to have a nose plate. Which is my other trend that I hate is makeup where it looks like everyone just got beat up.
Yeah. I was going to say that too. There was actually, I talked about it on our TikTok, Kpop Lite Pod. There was a photo shoot of Jin and he just has like a huge gouge on his nose. For what? Like, I know this guy doesn't do fights.
No.
He could not throw a punch. So.
And it's one thing, Enhypen for their No Doubt comeback, they had, in the music video, it was like they were in a boxing ring and they had a fight scene and they were all boxing and like they all looked beat up. That's fine. There is context for that. It's a part of the storyline. But there are groups that do music shows with makeup looking like they got beat up. And I'm just not, I'm not understanding
if it fits
the
the
creative
concept,
direction with that.
I can get behind it, but most times it just seems very random. And even going back to the metal nose thing, like that wouldn't even, if you're in a fight, like your nose would still break. It's not like it's protecting your nose. It's not like it's like a nose brace.
Is it a post?
Yeah, is it covering the wound?
Or something to hold your nose in place if it got broken so it doesn't move? I don't know.
So everyone just got nose jobs?
Everyone got punched in the nose? Yeah, everyone got
their way of telling us they got nose jobs?
Oh my gosh. What if that's it? This is just like the secret cover up. Like we're going to make it a trend to put nose plates on everyone. So then you can get a nose job in peace. Okay.
So weird. I feel like it's trying to just be an accessory, like how an eyebrow piercing is or something. They needed something for the nose. I don't know. Yeah, that's a wild one that has been really popular recently. Another one that I know we both dislike is the Renaissance starving child eye makeup, where they look deathly ill with this eye makeup on. I don't know why they want to look like that.
Basically, they're putting pink eyeshadow or blush right under their eye all the way to like their cheek. It kind of starts right under their eye and then like goes into the cheekbone area. And this is very popular. This has been done, I feel like, at least for the last year. I've seen it many times. And yeah, every single time they look sick. They look like they have the flu. They look like they have allergies. They look unwell. And I don't really get what it's trying to do. Are they supposed to look like cute or
maybe like youthful,
otherworldly?
Yeah, like angelic, like ethereal or something. It's not hitting for me. I've only seen it a few times where I'm like, okay, it kind of works right there, but generally speaking, I think it's very weird and is not adding to the concept whatsoever. It's looking like they're unwell to me.
I would agree. We talked about Snoopy hats at one point. I hate those. For those that haven't seen it, it's like a kind of a beanie, kind of baggy type thing, but then like the side of the hat goes down all the way past your hips. And you just have these two floppy things flopping around on the hat. Not a fan of that, but adjacent again to that, I personally don't like the hats that have cat ears on them.
Oh, me either. There's a lot of beanies that have cat ears.
Yeah, a lot of beanies with the cat ears. That one I feel like might be controversial. I can see a lot of people liking that, which is fine. I personally hate cats, so that's probably why I don't like it.
Don't want to see the cats.
Yeah, I just don't feel like it. Sometimes it matches some of the concepts that they'll like be wearing a really cool outfit, but then just like a beanie with cat ears, and I'm like, kind of throws it off for me.
Yeah, I get that. It feels like it's trying to be cutesy or something. Another one I really don't like is actually this is kind of a two-parter. I don't like when idols put like colored extensions in their hair. And not extensions that go longer than their hair, but extensions that look like they got highlights almost, but it's just like random colors sporadically through their hair. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What comes initially to mind for me is J-Hope with Jack in the Box. He would put like white streaks in his hair a lot during that time. And it's just not something I love. And J-Hope also in that time would make himself a mullet and put long hairs at the back of his neck, and I hate that. And so many idols do that. I don't like when people add the like mullety hairs down their neck that are long and often different colors. It gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I don't like that style very much.
Yeah, I agree. They look like kind of like little rat tails coming out the back. Yeah, not for me. Oh, one that I've been seeing a lot recently that I do not like is shirts that are like halfway on and halfway off. So like one arm will be through the shirt and it'll be over the head, but then the other arm is not in the shirt and the shirt's just kind of hanging on them halfway. This has been done a lot, I feel like, recently. I've seen in like music show stylings and performances, a lot of shirts being halfway on. And I think sometimes it works. I'm not going to say I hate it all the time, but most of the time it just bothers me.
You know what I think it is? I think it does add a lot of movement and motion to dancing and looks cool.
Yeah.
I think that's why people do it. Like the 8 and his solo stuff did that a lot too, I feel like. And that does look cool in
Just
terms
like the
of
flowing
movement.
aspect.
Yes, you want things moving like that, but logistically it does look really weird to have like pieces of your clothing just like halfway on. It's like just take it off or put it on.
Yeah. No, I get that though. I can totally see that looking cool and like helping with the flow of the outfit, but at that point just make an outfit that's flowy.
Yeah, like make a different outfit. Yeah, I feel like that's something we see across K-pop in general is just a lot of, and I guess this is specifically for the boy groups because girls usually wear minimal clothing, but boys often wear many layers and lots of baggy things because that looks cooler when you're dancing in terms of movement. And hair too. I feel like hairography is a big thing. And I don't know how they get these idols' hair to stay so perfect. It's actually a science. You have gorgeous bangs, but if you were to dance, they would be moving around. But like Junghan,
they would look terrible.
Junghan always has his hair down in front, but like they have put them in a certain way where like they are not getting in his eyes the whole time. They're just not.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. They have that makeup and hair down to a science.
They truly do. I just said that I liked baggy clothing and I think it looks cool, but some of the bagginess of pants has gotten out of hand, in my opinion. I pointed this out to Rachel in the Hoshi Woozy
I was just about to say you're going to talk about Woozy's pants.
96ers music video. If you pause he looks cool, but if you pause the video when he's dancing in his black leather pants, the crotch section of the pants is about 2 inches from the ground. Like the middle section is so low. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I'm not saying to go back to the skinny jean era. I don't want that at all. I love baggy pants, but I mean, he had to kill a whole cow to get the leather for that thing. Those pants.
And that can't be comfortable to dance in. Like that amount of material.
Like, if you're kicking your leg up, that's 10 times more work lifting all of that material.
Okay, this is a trend that isn't just K-pop. I think this is a global trend, and that I've seen like people on Instagram do, but I think it's also in the K-pop industry. Tooth gems.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of tooth gems.
They're just distracting to me. I think personal preference, if you like it on yourself and you think it's cute, that's great. But like when somebody is singing and I just can like see it right on their tooth, that's again all I can look at is the tooth gem. I feel like that will not stay very long, and I mean in like global trends, I feel like that will come and go. Like we'll find out that that's really bad for your teeth or something, and then people will never do it again. Again, I think it's just we have to try to continue to evolve and like think of new things to do, and I think that's a perfect example of like we can put piercings in our ears, let's put a jewel on our tooth instead. You know. But I don't know, my guess is that won't last too terribly long, but who's to say? I feel like a lot of these trends we've been talking about have been guy K-pop styling, just because we watch mostly guy groups. Some of it is applicable to girls, but this last one is just girls, at least that I know of. And that is capris. Capris, unfortunately, have come back, just like in general in style. And I'm talking about the capris that go just below your knee.
I know the ones.
Not the mid calf ones that are a bit longer. Like we're talking about the ones that cut off right below the knee. I was looking at Le Seraphim's recent comeback, and you can go check out their Instagram. They've posted a lot of their recent show outfits and everything, but they are all wearing capris that end right below the knee.
All of them?
not all of them, but like a lot of them, and a lot of them in different ones in different like settings for different performances. But like that's kind of the thing. They're all wearing these capris that end right below the knee, and capris were never a good look. They were really popular back in the day, and they're coming back, and I just don't think that they're flattering on literally anybody. Mm-hmm. I think when you have a pant that chops you off right below the knee, it just like makes your legs look either like too stumpy or long. And I'm not talking about those idols, because they're beautiful and like literally pull off anything, but like objectively I just feel like capris are not flattering on like anybody. So they're all wearing these capris, and it's just giving me PTSD flashbacks to like middle school Rachel. Like the capris that I wore, and I'm like, oh, they're back.
Yeah, I completely agree. I will not be ever indulging in this trend. Even like the cutest fashion girls on Instagram that I love don't really even look great in them. Yeah, we'll see how long the capris stay in rotation. I did just want to say, before we transition into clothing that we're really liking, I'll add to the girl group conversation. I just feel like they could be doing so much better with the girl group styling. You know how we're saying like the bagginess and layers and coolness adds to a performance. All the girls wear tiny tight clothing. Lots of it's very preppy, depending on the group. And it's just like all looks the exact same to me. And I'm ready for a new concept. Put them in some baggy, cool jeans with a bunch of pockets and let them move when they're like stomping their feet. I just want something cooler for them. I actually feel like when I watch dance practices of girls, they're often in like cute crop tops and like huge big sweatpants, and the dances look so much cooler than when they're doing them on the music show in like tiny shorts. So that's just something I would love to see with the girls, taking some nods from the male fashion, I guess, and just like having more layers. Like you can still be sexy, you can still be cute, but just more variation and just more fabric maybe in general. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find some trends that I either didn't like or like for girls, just so we could give them a shout out. And so I was just looking at different girl groups like Instagrams and seeing what their outfits have looked like, and they all look so similar. It's all like tiny tops, tiny little mini skirts or shorts, and then like big boots. And that's like, they're all doing that. So yeah, I think there needs to be a little shake up in the girls' styling. Something like a little more cool, like tomboy, streetwear kind of, I feel like could be cool.
What things are you liking in K-pop fashion right now?
Well, I feel like we kind of touched on this a little bit just in the last conversation about things that we hate, but I in general am really liking the Y2K vibe. I love Y2K. I think it's really cool. I think K-pop is really leaning into that right now, like Y2K and like baggy clothes. So I'm really liking that. That's very broad, but I like the general direction right now. I think it's retro and cool, and everyone's pulling it off pretty well.
I actually kind of hate Y2K.
Really?
Again, for me, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, or at least I do kind of like it in the scheme of K-pop, but in like American fashion, I'm so over Y2K. The little baby tees with like angels on them, and then people like thrifting shirts for $80 that like were worth $2 in 2005.
That's true. We did see it the first time around, like, and lived it out. So it is kind of funny that it's back. Yeah, they say that fashion goes on a 20-year cycle.
Makes sense.
So it like makes sense that it's back.
But I don't think what came after that, like chevron and bubble necklaces, I don't see that coming back. That's really hard.
I pray it doesn't come back. That was a terrible era for fashion.
I am going to be shocked if I can see someone making chevron look cool in this decade.
And pink and turquoise chevron.
Those were the colors Oh my gosh, like a hot pink. Something I'm liking, and I don't know if this is necessarily a new thing, but I like the incorporation of jerseys and like more sporty looking things.
Yeah,
I like
that's cool.
how a lot of groups when they're on tour will like put on the jersey of the team of the stadium they're at. Like I think that is kind of fun. What I don't like is when people like try to incorporate sports but like know nothing about the sport.
Like it's an American football
Like,
jersey.
no, I was just gonna say Hoshi in this new comeback birthday and like the teasers. There's a clip of him in football pads, but he's holding a baseball
I know
bat
exactly
and with
what you're
jeans
talking about.
on. Now that's not gonna make sense. We need a sport consultant on site helping them out with that.
Yeah, the football pads and baseball bat combo was wild.
And what is he doing with the baseball bat? Is he beating people up? Is he the one giving them these scars on the face and the nose?
So many questions. My next one is tattoos. And I just wanted to talk about how crazy I think it is that K-pop stars can't have actual tattoos. So when they go on performance shows in public and on TV and stuff, they have to cover their actual tattoos. But it's a trend to put on fake tattoos. And the fake tattoos are fine.
That's where it gets me.
They literally will put on fake tattoos all over, like, you know, their neck and stuff, and can perform wearing fake tattoos. But if those tattoos were real, they would have to cover them up.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
I don't understand. So you're saying you like real tattoos and you want to free the tattoos?
I like real tattoos and I like fake tattoos.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I think the fake tattoos that they put on are cool. Mm-hmm. And I like real tattoos, and I wish they could just wear their real tattoos.
I feel like the rules have changed a bit now. Like, I feel like it's not as intense anymore. Because I know, like, Jungkook used to cover his hand tattoos and stuff.
I think it's loosening up. I think, so in this most recent Hoshi Woozi comeback, Woozi was performing, and he had just gotten a tattoo of his cat that died on his ankle. Mm-hmm. And it showed, like, his pants came up or something, or his sock fell down, and you could see his tattoo. And I think it was fine, but even then, he had to, like, go on social media and kind of post an explanation of why he got a tattoo.
Oh. You know what? I think you're right, but I was reading it as, like, he was just, like, clarifying to fans, like, I do have this tattoo. I just didn't know that it was going to be seen. But yes, it is a cat on my ankle. Like, I didn't know that everyone was going to see it. Yeah, I'm curious on what the status of that is now. Because I feel like even in Korean culture as a whole, like, more people are getting tattoos. Mm-hmm. But, like, it has been, like, prohibited for so long.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But yeah, you can see a lot of groups will have like tape on themselves when they're performing. I actually noticed that in Cat's Eye, their recent performances. A lot of them have tape on their arms and stuff. I was just thinking that maybe aesthetically the company wanted them to do that, but maybe it still is legally they can't show them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be curious to see when Jungkook comes back if he is able to perform like with his tats on.
Mm-hmm. He has so many tattoos. And Homeboy got them on his knuckles when he holds a microphone. Mm-hmm. Like, he didn't even try to get him in like a decent spot. I love him for it. He's so wild.
He's so wild.
A wild boy.
Soon. Isn't it?
Can't even begin to think.
Next month?
Yep. June. I love the memes that are like, one more period, ladies. One more menstrual cycle until the boys are back.
Until BTS is back.
Like the ways to track time. It's so funny. The tattoo conversation reminded me of jewelry. And I really like how male idols specifically embrace jewelry. A lot of them have their ears pierced. 17 always has their pinky rings on. I think hands look cooler when they have rings on them. So I love when people are like accessorizing. I will say I did not like the era of the grandma earrings, specifically Kim Tae-hung.
Oh, V?
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say V with his costume jewelry, earrings.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
It
what
was
you're
giving
talking
kind of
about.
grandma vibes, but I do like. I love when Jungkook has his little hoops in and stuff. So I do like jewelry, and I feel like these Korean males are using more jewelry than like people in the U.S. are.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
No, for sure. For sure. On the jewelry note, I also had on my list fake piercings. I like when specifically some of the guys have like fake eyebrow piercings. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah. It's so interesting what is culturally accepted and not accepted in Korea. Like they want all them to have eyebrow piercings on TV, but like they can't have like their grandma's name on their arm. I don't know, just funny. But yeah, piercings is a great way to accessorize, and I would much prefer that over the nose strip. We are pro piercing. I like when people go for a monochrome look. And this came to mind because, again, sorry, we're talking about 17 and birthday so much, but they released photos of like this all white, kind of like ethereal, icy look. And I think that looks
it was very
really
cool.
cool. And it's impactful, especially when you have so many members for them to all be aligned in a color scheme like that, but then all look really different is cool. And I feel like I love when people do all black too. Like GOT7.
GOT7. I feel like everything that you're saying, I just am like, I'm
visualizing.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I loved the GOT7 looks because I know I've said this on another episode, but they were all in all black, but all had very individual styles that suited all of them individually. So I think there's so many concepts that are so wild, so bright, so many colors and patterns and textures. It's kind of impactful and cuts through when there's like a super strong monochrome look like that.
Yeah, it just looks more elevated and like, yeah, less like, I guess thrown together is a look that some K-pop groups are going for, that like kind of messy, like fun, chaotic. But like when I see an all monochrome look, I'm like, they look nice.
Yeah.
They look elevated. They look cool. They look like they're here to do some business and they're not messing around.
Yeah.
My last one is very niche, very specific, but it's those frameless glasses that I keep seeing K-pop idols wear.
Okay.
That are just like two glass frames with no wire around them, and they're completely frameless.
Oh.
And then they have like I think they have like a wire nose piece and then like wire sides, but like the frames itself are just
yeah. Okay, when you started that, I thought you were talking about how people will wear glasses that don't have the lens in them, but you're talking about the opposite, where there's no frame.
Yes.
Okay, they're kind of like Y2K, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen lots of idols wear those recently. I think some in Enhypen. I feel like Kiho's worn them.
Oh yeah, Kiho definitely wears those. Those are really in line with Kiho's vibes. I'll just add another quick last one. I kind of like when a group has a color scheme. I think it's kind of cool. It's limiting, but like how Stray Kids wears black and red a lot, I think it's kind of cool because it's like you associate it with them. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like a whole marketing tactic behind that, but it's just familiar, and then they can keep evolving within a set color scheme.
Yeah, that's true. Like when I think of red, I think Stray Kids. Like they own red to me, and I don't even know if there's any other K-pop groups that have red as a color, but if they do, I'm not thinking of them. I'm thinking of Stray Kids.
Yeah, the brand recognition goes to Stray Kids. I actually kind of think of Icon when I think of red as well, and I don't know if that's accurate at all. But yeah, I feel like it builds great brand recognition when people are kind of known for a certain color or colors.
Let us know what kind of K-pop trends, makeup, hair, styling you guys are loving and hating. We want you to weigh in.
Oh my gosh, wait, I have to give a shout out to the K-pop industry because they stopped whitewashing idols so much. So that is a makeup trend.
Oh, that's true.
I love is just matching people's skin tones and making them look alive. We don't need the whitewashing at all. It looks horrible and is just rude in general.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I still do think it's done a little bit, but it's much less obvious.
Yeah. Much less.
Yeah.
I feel like they let people's skin breathe a little bit more now. Would love, we can always grow, but I feel like we would be shocked if we became K-pop fans, 5 years earlier than we did.
Yeah, that's true. They are making strides. I love when K-pop idols don't have makeup. Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't need it. Like, they're beautiful people.
I know. Stunning. I need to visit their facialist.
I know. Yeah, we've been to Korea twice, and neither one of us has been to a clinic to do anything, which I feel like is a huge missed opportunity.
I know, but they're going to be like, ooh, you have too much sun. I know that's what
they're going to be like, we need to zap everything off your face.
Like, oh, you're actually really ugly. So we're going to need to do full facial reconstruction on you today. Yeah. Anyways, yes, sorry to interrupt about the whitewashing. We want to know what you love and don't love. Hopefully you don't love whitewashing. I hope no one's commenting, bring back whitewashing. But yeah, curious to hear what everyone else thinks. I love K-pop fashion as a whole. It's so fun and different and
it's so fun.
Always evolving, which is cool.
Yeah, they're always trying new things, which I think is such a good thing. Like, I don't think they're doing that anywhere else. Like in the US, like everyone's kind of sticks to the basic trends. I feel like K-pop is really just like pushing it, always doing something new and crazy. So it just adds to the fun.
Yeah, and they're not afraid to look like dang fools. Some of these outfits could be in a circus. I wonder if there's ever like convincing they have to do to get someone to wear something, or if they're always
I wonder how much of a say they have. Like if they're presented a terrible outfit, I wonder if they can say no, or if they're like, all right,
probably depends on the personality.
Suck it up. Yeah.
All right, don't love this outfit. Well, and like they usually have to wear them so much because they go on the music shows and wear the same outfit and like promote in the same outfit. So you would hope they like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, we'll see you next week for another episode. In the meantime, you can find us on social media at Kpop Lite Pod. We're firing off the content. Also, if you want to watch the video version of these recordings, you can do so on YouTube. We post video podcasts there. And Rachel and I are about to be IRL, and we're about to go to... Can't even believe we're saying it. Stray Kids concert. So be on the lookout for a lot of content and a lot of news on that side of things. We're very excited.
Yeah. Can't wait to record in person. I feel like it's so much more fun.
I know. The options are endless. The energy is incredible.
Yeah. And we're going to do so many fun things when Lindsay's here. We're going to KBBQ probably going to karaoke.
Yep.
And there's new photo booths that opened up.
Oh my gosh.
We got a lot to do, girl.
We have to watch the documentary that we spoke about last week of the SMCEO.
We gotta watch that.
Actually, a lot of content we should watch.
Yeah, we're going to be so busy.
I know.
Eating and going to photo booths and binging K-pop
and
content.
recording the pod.
Going to the concert.
I know.
Oh my.
Can't wait.
I'm getting overwhelmed.
We got to make a list.
I'm excited and overwhelmed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay by our side.
And remember, fangirl responsibly.
Fangirl responsibly.
See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.